What's up, everybody? Welcome into another episode of the brand new Bolt Fan Podcast. It's your boy Josh, and I'm here, as always, with the man, the myth, the legend, my little brother, Trevor. And dude, we're starting something brand new today, and I hope this becomes a thing. I hope this sticks. So, Trevor's going to lead us off with dad joke of the day. What do you got for me, man? As a father to be in the next month or two, you
Yeah, I was
got a
about to
dad joke
say
for me?
this is all in preparation. Baby's due June 23rd, so gotta
Hey,
prepare. After my wife found out she was pregnant, she got me this dad joke book. So I hope you enjoy it.
I'm looking forward to this.
I got two of them just in case the first one's a flop.
All right.
All right. Why couldn't the bicycle stand up on its own?
Why couldn't the bicycle stand up on its own?
Yeah,
I don't know.
it was too tired.
Ah, nice, nice. I was too tired.
Too tired. Yeah, it was too
Oh
tired.
man, these jokes better get better than that. That's no bueno.
It was too tired to stand up.
Ah, yeah, yeah. Okay, all right. Give me your second one.
All right, all right, all right. What did the big bucket say to the small bucket?
I don't know.
You're looking a little pale.
There you go. I like that.
A little
I like
pale.
that. All
A
right.
little
Well,
pale.
we'll see if this is a thing. Y'all let us know. Y'all want dad jokes at the beginning of every episode. We are
We
both dads.
making
We can do
man.
it. We'll come prepared with it if y'all want to. So that's hilarious. All right. We might need better jokes than that,
That was
but I'm
pretty.
cool. I like the idea here. I like the idea here.
Hey, it's the first time, all right? It's
Oh,
not
I
meant to be
mean,
perfect.
yeah, yeah. No, I get it. I get it. Yeah. Because I got a few jokes myself that I was thinking about saying, but then I'm like, I don't know if that's gonna get us canceled. Like I got some funny ones, but all right, we're
You
gonna
know, I
leave it
didn't like
alone.
my mustache at first. Then it grew on me.
Oh yeah, that reminds me, I got a question for you, but
No, it
I'll
grew on
save it
me.
for later. Anyways, all right. Well, today we are
We
getting
probably just
rocking and
lost
rolling.
viewers in the first 2 minutes of our episode.
Yeah, everybody's like, we're not listening to these two idiots anymore. All right, that probably went way too long. But here's the deal: we're talking today about Quentin Johnson, and the Chargers officially pick up the fifth-year option for wide receiver Quentin Johnson. So, no fancy question, Trevor. Here you go. What is your initial reaction to this news?
A little bit hesitant,
Hmm.
just being realistic, because he's had like one or two, like he's been on the up come last few years, but like,
Not
man,
the come up, but he's been on the upcome.
hey man, leave my dyslexia alone.
I'm sorry, dude. I couldn't let that one slide through. Oh man, because the audience would have been like, "This guy's an idiot." No, Trevor's just tired. He's a new dad. Give him some grace. All right,
A
so
little bit dyslexic.
he's been on the come up.
He's been on the upcome for the last couple years. Um, but I mean, like, there's still the question really is, were the first couple years of his career fluke, or have the last 2 years of his career been a fluke? You know, um, that's kind of where I'm at. And so, I mean, guaranteeing 18 million next year, he's at 4.5 this year still, but guaranteeing 18 million next year seems like it could be a lot, you know. And so it's just like, I hope he balls out this year, and I hope that 18 million is worth it. And I hope Mike
Yeah.
McDaniel loves him, and I hope that he thrives under Mike McDaniel. Like, I want nothing but the best for him, obviously. I'm just a little bit hesitant, not gonna lie. I can't just act like I'm stoked that we got Quentin Johnson for another year. Um, like I used to dread seeing him on the field because I was like, great, here comes another drop. So I mean, yeah, that's just where I'm at. Just being realistic, fully transparent. I don't fully know how to feel about it. I'm like, all right, it's either really good or really bad, I feel like. So,
Well, that's most decisions in life, man. Most decisions in life either go really good or really bad. Not a lot of just things just happen, like But I will say this. So I pulled up the stats, and I want to, you know what? I'll share it so y'all can see the stats here as well. I was gonna just read them off, but there we go. I think we got it set there. Let me click out of the ad. All right. So here's the deal. Year one, 2023, he played all 17 games, only 38 receptions, 431 yards, and just two touchdowns. And I don't know if it'll show me his drops, but It doesn't show me his drops. Okay, um, but he wasn't great. It wasn't great. It was a really bad year, 38
Yeah.
catches, 431, and only 2 touchdowns is a tough year, and that year, I believe he had, like, 5 or 6 drops. It was not good. Um, 2024, though, he turns it around, and he's 55 receptions, 711, and 8 touchdowns. So, okay, now we're talking about
But
a
he had a
different
lot of
player.
drops that year too.
The drops weren't as bad as year 1. They had gone down, I think it was, like they went from I think it was 6 to 4 is if I remember right off the top of my head. Y'all can let me know in the comments if I'm wrong there. But I believe it was, like he went from, like, 6 drops year 1 to, like, 4 drops year 2. So, a slight decrease. And then this year, though but here's what I love, though. I value the red zone target that he is. 8 touchdowns back-to-back seasons is not a fluke.
That's
That's
fair.
8 touchdowns back-to-back seasons in a Greg Roman offense that wasn't good to receivers. That's 8 touchdowns in back-to-back seasons with a bad offensive line where Herbert couldn't give him the ball. So, I am inclined to believe he will have a big jump and be a better receiver. Now, here's the thing. To say he's gonna be a better receiver when he had 711 yards 2 years ago and 735 yards last year implies to me he's gonna be close to a 1,000-yard receiver if I really believe he's gonna make the jump. So, do I believe under Mike McDaniel he can make that jump? I absolutely do. I said early on, as soon as we signed Mike McDaniel, the biggest beneficiary to Mike McDaniel coming to the Chargers is Quentin Johnson because he's gonna fill the Jalen Waddle role. Then the Broncos trade for Jalen Waddle, and I'm like, "Ooh, I would have rather traded for Jalen Waddle." But I do believe he can fill that role and be a much better player. I think that he can have 1,000 yards this year, man, which is like, well, if he has 1,000, Ladd's got 1,000, like someone, somewhere something's got to give. I really believe these two dudes could both have 1,000 yards this year. I really believe he could have 8 to 10 touchdowns this year. So under Mike McDaniel, I love it. And if you get him under McDaniel, he balls out this year, you would pay him way more than 18 million next year anyway.
Right.
He would be a free agent who would make 30 million. So I think that they're banking on the fact he's going to have a good year. I think they like what they see. I think Jim Harbaugh likes him a lot. I think that McDaniel must have a good feel. Um, Sanjay Law, obviously, the the wide receivers coach, obviously loves him and has been with him for a couple years. So I'm a fan, actually, dude.
He
We can, unless you need these
he
stats,
had
we can pull them back.
I finally found it. He had 4 drops this last season.
Okay,
4 drops, and 51 receptions out of 78 targets.
I can
So,
live
I
with it,
mean, he
dude.
was also ninth in the league in tied for ninth in the league in touchdowns. So that part, I will say, I didn't realize he was that high.
Yeah, back to back 8 touchdown years. You don't replace that very easily, dude. That's my. I mean, we talked about how bad we need a tight end in the red zone. He kind
Right,
of becomes a tight end. He's 6'4", 193. He kind of plays that role of like a tight end. So,
right.
and he was better in contested catches too. The drops were 4, which isn't great, but he's gonna drop balls. Everybody does. I don't think you're ever gonna see a season where he comes up with 1 or 0 drops for the year. But
Not unless he's injured.
yeah, unless he just doesn't play. Yeah. Um, I he's gonna have a few drops, and those are frustrating for Charger fans. But I don't think you replace 8 touchdown catches very easily at all. So I'm locked in here as saying I think he's Jalen Waddle. I think he's got the talent. He was a first round pedigree. If you pick up the 5th-year option, now you have the option to see for 2 years, can you be this guy? And if so, hey, there's $40 million possibly waiting for you at the end of that 2 years. So I think it's a good prove it opportunity. It's not a super detrimental contract for the Chargers, more of a prove it deal, and I think it gives him the opportunity to go do it. Whether he does or doesn't is up to Quentin Johnson and Quentin Johnson alone. So,
I have a question about so now that we got Ladd, QJ, Brandon Thompson, Trey Harris,
mhm.
who's
KLS.
who's
Oh, I said KLS.
KLS. So do you QJ and Ladd, you think are gonna possibly each have 1,000-yard receiving yards?
Mhm.
Do you think that we should just give up on trying to go get like Juwan Jennings or something?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm actually I'm okay with the receiver room, dude. I'm okay. I really am. I think I've seen enough improvement from Quentin Johnson to feel good about him. And obviously the team feels the same way with this pickup.
Right.
Lad McConkey, I think what makes me think that this room can work is this is gonna sound like, again, everything I say, I feel like it sounds like Keenan Allen slander. Lad McConkey broke Keenan Allen's rookie record and then only had 700 yards last year. What happened? Well, him and Keenan were just redundant, and him and Keenan each had 700 and 600 yards. I think if you just give all those snaps to Lad McConkey, he's got 1,000 yards himself. So I believe that if you go a receiver room where QJ's out wide, Lad's in the slot. You give a defense is a lot to deal with there. You have a running game with Alec Ingold, Charlie Kohler, Jake Slaughter being added into the mix, Tyler Biadasz. All of these are great run blockers. So the running game improves, which means they stack the box, giving Quentin Johnson and Lad McConkey one-on-ones all the time. I just think that, and oh yeah, and by the way, Amari and Hampton, who, if you didn't see the pictures he posted on his Instagram, that man is chiseled out of stone. He is jacked right now. And he swelled up in a big time way. I don't know what his weight is, but I can tell you, I saw the pictures and I was like, bro, his chest was popping. All right. So I think that this dude he's primed for a big year. You have the
Right.
speed, deep threat. I mean, who's playing one-on-one with Brendan Thompson? Who's gonna be, what if we have a scat back in there of Keaton Mitchell? That doesn't even count Vidal. It doesn't talk about Aronde Gatson. Like, I think this offense just went from old and slow Keenan Allen led to speed Mike McDaniels, like upgraded Mike McDaniels, upgrade the speed all around, and oh yeah, upgrade a better offensive line, and you still have a quarterback who can throw it and make any throw on the field. So
Right.
I
Because we
think,
also, yeah, you give him time and a clean pocket. He's the best quarterback in the league, and that's not
yeah,
trying to be biased. That's just straight up facts. You give him
it's
a clean
not
pocket, you
about
have the completion percentage.
dude, it's not about the fact that Quentin Johnson's better than AJ Brown or Jawan Jennings. But this offense, all the pieces fit together. There's no disjointed. It's a puzzle piece that works together. You can see the mastermind Mike McDaniels, just like the mad scientist, like a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and he's cooking it up. And I think it's gonna be really good, dude. So I really am good with this. I think if there's anything that I want to see them try to like address, I would say maybe some more depth at the tight end position and then a corner. So on offense, I think it's just more depth at tight end and we're good.
Fair? Yeah, I mean,
Did I sell you?
not really. No veterans on the field doesn't really give me a peace of mind. You know how I am. Quentin
Well,
Johnson being the biggest veteran on the field for wide receivers kind of stresses me out a little bit.
I don't think that's entirely. Well, here's the thing. I guess maybe where we're different on this, and I want y'all, actually, this is a super interesting conversation I wasn't planning on getting into, but it's worth having. Let me know in the chat where you feel on this, or in the comments down below. Is it because I view not wide receivers? I don't look at it as like, oh, the wide receivers specific position. I'm looking at it going, what are our offensive weapons?
Right,
And so when you break it down like that, well, Charlie Kohler's a veteran. Alec Ingold is a veteran. Maybe it's a young receiver and weapons room because obviously Gadsden's young, Ladd is young, QJ's even still young. So I understand your point, but all of those guys are being led, and this is what I find to be important. They're being led by Justin Herbert, who's
right.
also, he's telling them, you run this route, you break it this far. And so when I look at McDaniels and Herbert leading it, the young guys just do what you're told to do. Be in the right position, the ball's going to be there. And so I don't worry about it with the receivers being young as much as maybe other positions. Like, I know Keenan Allen had that, like, he was savvy and just knew every coverage he'd ever face and where the holes were. So maybe
Right.
you do lack that. That may be lacking. I will give you that. I guess, can Lad
He also
McConkey
passed a
do?
lot of that on to Ladd, though, too.
That's what I'm saying. Can Lad fill that role? I think Lad fills that role just fine. Is the drop off? Is there even a drop off from Lad to Keenan?
At this point in the career, it's probably not, but I mean, maybe IQ wise, but route running wise, no, like I don't think there is.
Okay, so let me ask you this. So Keenan, if you're comparing Ladd and Keenan wins on IQ, Ladd wins route running, and I would say Ladd wins with speed and athleticism. To me, is it fair to say, and this is where, again, I am a fan and Keenan's a Hall of Famer, is it fair to say Ladd's better and Ladd is an upgrade and losing Keenan is addition by subtraction?
I don't know, man. Like, did the Patriots upgrade by going from Tom Brady to Drake May?
Well, they didn't do that right away, first of all.
I get that, but
There's a lot of
well,
Jacoby
yes,
Brissett and Cam Newton in the mix.
right. But like that, like I was taking like their top quarterbacks from when they were good last to when they were good now. I mean, like I would obviously like now Brady's been retired for the second time. Like I wouldn't take him like, at this point, but like are you gonna try to say that Brady's not better because he's a little bit slower? Like
Okay, let me ask this. I am gonna say I'm finally just gonna have to stake my claim here and take the
yeah,
heat.
you think
Heat
Ladd's an
from.
upgrade? I get it.
I think that Ladd is a flat upgrade over Keenan Allen. He's in year 3. He's a smart enough player. He knows the things of like the coverage breakdowns and where to find holes. He knows enough now to make up the gap of whatever that IQ thing is with athleticism and speed and all that. So yeah, Ladd is an upgrade to me. I think so. Where I struggle with that comp, you made the Brady comp. I don't think it's apples to oranges position. Obviously, that's not completely the same. But where I'll say that I think that the thing is there's such an upgrade in scheme because that matters to me a lot. Greg Roman's scheme was so barbaric and old and not good. Mike McDaniel being able to use these guys, I think Mike McDaniel could find a way to get me open. Like, I think he's that good of a scheme guy. And if you have a guy who can get me open and Justin Herbert, who's got one of the best arms I've ever seen in my life, you should be fine. So do we need to go get do you want to go have a guy just to have a guy in the room? That's really what you're asking. Because it doesn't seem like he's going to play. I mean, go get Keenan Allen. Use Keenan. Is he going to play?
That's why I'm saying like that's why I'm fine with Keenan leaving. That's why I was asking if you want to still go try to get someone like Joan Jennings.
I don't.
Like I think
He's
we have the money,
expensive.
and I don't like he would replace who? KLS? Like sure, get him out of there.
No. I like KLS a lot, man. And KLS brings stuff to the return game and special
I'm
teams.
not
And
saying cut KLS, but like turn him to special teams only, special team specialist.
I don't know. Nah, that's a lot. I mean, dude, I don't know, man. The cost controlled aspect, man. Like, you have to have some with the salary cap sport. You have to have one of your position groups is going to be young guys. Like some
Right,
teams have young corners. Like think about what the Chiefs are doing. Chiefs lose McDuffie. The Chiefs lose Watson. Well, what do? They go get Mansour Deland, and they have a young cornerback room.
right.
And so they're trying to beef up and have all their veterans up front, but then they have young guys in the back. By the logic of what you're giving me, right? It'd be like, oh, well, that's a weakness. Well, maybe. But everyone's going to have one somewhere. So for us, I would say wide receiver being the experience weakness. Not that it's a weakness of the team, but from an experience level, I can live with that. I guess that's my thing. I think I can live with that. I don't
I mean,
mind.
I will also say in favor of what you're saying, I've said before, like Justin Herbert's rookie season, he was making Guyton look like a superstar.
Yeah, yeah.
So I mean, no, I get that part too. Like, yes, Justin Herbert is the one leading the team.
Have you thought
I just
about
feel like
this?
some point, at at some point, you need someone to help him out too.
So maybe this is where you're. I don't know how much you think about scheme and offensive coordinators, and I'm not saying that with any kind of disrespect or shots. Do you know who the offensive coordinator was his rookie year?
I forget off the top of my head. I knew it back then.
No, you're good. That was the Shane Steichen year. Shane
Yeah,
Steichen is now the head coach of the Indianapolis Colts and is known as one of the smartest offensive minds in the game. Steichen was his OC his rookie year. When he's making guys like that a star, it's when the offensive coordinator can take that speed and just get it open and get it into space. That's where I put so much of I don't know if I can really quantify it into words how big of an upgrade Greg Roman to Mike McDaniel's is. It kind
Yeah,
of is like everything else falls in line because of that. That's the tipping point. That's the axis for me of like, we got an OC who's going to design plays that it doesn't matter if the weapons aren't perfect. It doesn't matter if you don't have experience. You get in motion, run the motion. Brendan Thompson, everyone's like, well, if he gets pressed at the line, why was Mike McDaniel so successful? Because did you see the motions he's running with Tyreek Hill? You can't press him when he's in motion 18 yards in the backfield and coming at you with a running start. You can't press him. He's by you already. So that's
right,
the type of stuff that I think the weaknesses of Tyreek Hill, if you get your hands on him, you can abuse him a little bit. Well, with McDaniels, you never got he always had a clean release.
right.
That's the type of stuff he could take a player who is less experienced and make sure they never get pressed. Or he can I mean, I don't I view that as a big win, dude. So I don't know. I mean, you got
No, that's fair.
what do y'all think in the comments? Y'all got to give us this in the comments. Are we excited about Quentin Johnson's extension? I am. Trevor's a little more hesitant. So I think reasonable minds can disagree here because I do respect your football opinion at a high level. And I do think that I think there's good arguments for both sides though. But would I possibly have waited? Yeah, but if you wait and he balls out, you're paying him 35 million next year. So
Right.
it's a gamble. This is a safer bet where he's solid. You know he can play. He's not a bust, right? So with that, you're getting a player who's at least he's good. You know, if nothing else, nobody thinks he sucks. So
Not anymore.
not anymore. Year one, we thought he might suck. I will never forget the ball he dropped in Green Bay where it was right here, and I was like, cut him. Get rid of this guy. But no, he improved a lot, and he's had a big year. Here's the last thing I feel like I want to say on this. He had some big games in big games. 2 touchdowns against the Chiefs week 1 in Brazil last year. I vividly remember the Sunday night game, him doing backflips in the end zone against the Cincinnati Bengals. He shows up in big moments, which I like. Even last year, the Cowboys game that y'all went to, he balled out.
Right.
The one-handed grab down the sideline. It was like, I mean, so he had some good moments there. So I'm a fan. Y'all let me know in the comments though. Do you agree? Would you re-sign him? Is the safe bet of the 18 million next year worth it? Would you have been willing to gamble and maybe pay him more if he balls out? What do y'all think, dude? Trevor, you got anything else you want to say?
No, that was it.
Cool, cool. All right. Well, short and easy. Good little conversation there. 23 minutes. I like that. So with that being said, y'all let us know in the comments what you think. Love y'all. Peace out. Bolt up. We'll talk soon.